Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. I'm going to give you the latest status of where lawmakers are as far as the stimulus bill is concerned. I'm going to give you some new information as far as the unemployment numbers are concerned, which are quite disturbing, quite shocking. I'll also tell you what the President of the United States is up to today, and I'll analyze why the US Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin proposed an offer that contains stimulus checks but does not contain unemployment benefits. What is the rationale of the White House to propose stimulus checks and leave out unemployment benefits? With all of that being said, let's just jump right in. Again, my name is Dr. Chhoda. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Definitely check out my video. Let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Jake Sherman over at Politico. Jake actually managed to catch up with the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell as he went in to open the Senate this morning. And Jake asked the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell if he shared Speaker Pelosi's assessment that stimulus should indeed get done somehow. And what the Senate Majority Leader said was, "That's still my hope." Yeah, that's all he said, nothing else. Now, here's a tweet on your screen from yesterday where Jeff Stein from the Washington Post asked the US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin about the White House decision to offer a $600 per person stimulus check, but no robust unemployment benefits. And he said, this will have the impact of creating demand, which will have the impact of creating jobs. So presumably the rationale from the White House is that when individuals spend money, that'll boost the local economy, which in turn will boost jobs. That seems to be the logic of the administration. Here's another article on your screen that was actually published by Politico in the past 24 hours. And the headline of the article reads, Mnuchin pushes relief checks over jobless aid. And this is what the US Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said. He said, we view this as a more effective way to get the money out quickly. And I'm quoting him right now. The US Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said, we obviously want to get people back to work. By sending out checks, we're putting money into the economy for people. This will have the impact of creating demand, which will have the impact of creating jobs. We want to get people their jobs back. He said, we view this as a more effective way to get the money out quickly. Now, keep in mind, Democrats have pushed for the $300 a week unemployment booster that is included in the $908 billion bipartisan Senate relief package, which does not include stimulus checks. He also said, the US Treasury Secretary, that he was, I quote, cautiously hopeful about prospects for a deal on more economic relief. I mean, they've been saying that for months. And he said conversations with Democrats and Republicans are, I quote, quite constructive. And he said, there is a real framework here that everybody agrees on. I mean, that's true. They do agree on the top line number. But now they seem to be arguing about, stimulus checks or unemployment benefits. And that's where they are right now. And he said, and there are a few issues that are still the sticking points. The two biggest issues are the money for state and local governments and liability protections. If we can't resolve those, we can move forward on everything else. He said this in the past 24 hours. And I find this very interesting because the White House already proposed a $916 billion bill that would include state funding for state and local governments and some form of liability protection. So it's interesting that they're still discussing that. And he said, if we can't resolve those, we can move forward on everything else, which, by the way, has been the position of the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He said, I don't want to tell a bunch of small businesses that they can't get forgivable government-backed loans. Now, in other news, let's take a look at what the President of the United States is up to today. Here's a tweet on your screen from Mnuchin Kim, who's a reporter for the Washington Post. She actually reported this yesterday. This is on President Trump's schedule today. She reported this yesterday. And you'll see that the president has lunch with state attorney generals, and that's it. There's nothing else on the president's public agenda for today. Here's another tweet on your screen from Weijia Yang, and she's a CBS News White House correspondent. She said that President Trump is hosting a White House private lunch with Republican state attorneys. Okay, I believe there are about 12 Republican state attorneys out of the 17 who have decided to back the Texas suit. And he's going to discuss issues important to their citizens and country. And this guest list, and you'll see the guest list on your screen, includes several attorney generals from states that are backing Supreme Court of the United States brief that is challenging election results. So you can see all the attorneys that are going to be having lunch with President Trump today. Also on your screen, you'll see another tweet from Mnuchin Kim that talks about the Biden transition team. While President Trump is focused on a certain objective, if you will, the Biden team has reached out to nearly all Senate offices, more than 300 House members, to try and set up some element of legislative outreach, bipartisanship, make that an early priority of the Biden administration. In another tweet on your screen, and here's a tweet from Michael Barbaro, who's host of The Daily, and he reported that the number of individuals killed on 9/11 was 2,977, and the number of individuals who died as a result of COVID on the 9th of December was 3,011. Quite an astonishing statistic right there on your screen from Michael Barbaro. Speaking of astonishing statistics, here's another statistic on your screen from Heather Long from the Washington Post, who reported that 1.4 million Americans have filed new unemployment claims in the past week, which is a big jump since Thanksgiving. Layoffs remain a huge problem, and new unemployment claims have been above a million a week for 38 weeks now. Over 19 million Americans are now on unemployment aid. Just incredible statistic. Here's another tweet on your screen from Heidi Sherholz. And Heidi is a director of policy at the Economic Policy Institute. And Heidi writes that another 1.3 million people applied for unemployment benefits last week, including 853,000 individuals who applied for regular state unemployment benefits and 428,000 individuals who applied for the PUA program, which, unless there is further legislation for extension, is simply going to be gone at the end of this year. Here's a tweet on your screen from Daniel Zhao, and Daniel is an economist and data scientist at Glassdoor, and Daniel wrote that unemployment insurance claims rebounded to 1.38 million, almost 1.4 million, 948,000 unemployment claims and 428,000 PUA claims when you take a closer look at the data. And he said this is the worst since September. And the prior week's drop was likely a fluke due to the holiday, because last week the numbers were a little bit better, a little bit more encouraging. But this rebound in unemployment insurance applications signals things aren't just stagnating, they're getting worse. You'll see this chart on your screen from Daniel's tweet, which shows you the initial claims for unemployment insurance and PUA combined spiked to 1.38 million. So the combined claims rebound from Thanksgiving lull is the highest since September of this year. And on your screen, you'll actually see the entire chart, and the entire chart shows you what happened in March all the way up to what's happening now. Look at what happened in March. It was just horrific what happened in March. Keep in mind the PUA, which is represented in the purple color here, didn't even exist prior to the CARES Act, which is why, when it came into being after the CARES Act, you can see the applications show up in purple starting in April. But you can start to see things started to get a little bit better. But look at the portion of the chart all the way through to the right. Look at the spike in both the green section and the purple section. That is the dangerous thing that the economists Daniel Zhao and Heather Long and Heidi Sherholz have been talking about. That is a dangerous thing that suggests that unemployment, after improving, is now starting to get worse, and PUA applications are increasing right when the PUA program is about to end, unless there is any further legislation from Congress for extension, legislation that's signed into law by the president. So again, take a look at this chart and you'll see that the green portion represents normal state unemployment insurance claims, and the purple portion represents the PUA for the temporary workers, the gig workers, the self-employed workers, which again didn't exist prior to the pandemic. And you can start to see that, things sort of started to get better in terms of the overall applications. These, by the way, this represents initial applications, but now the number of initial applications are rising. And finally, while we discuss all this horrific news, here's an article on your screen from the Washington Post entitled "Stealing to Survive." More Americans are shoplifting food. Yes, shoplifting food as aid runs out during the pandemic. Retailers, police departments, and loss prevention researchers are reporting a surge in theft of necessities like food and hygiene products, because that is what some individuals are resorting to. I'm sorry to have to report some of this news, but this is where we are right now as a country. So we heard about the logic from the US Secretary Stephen Mnuchin for stimulus checks as opposed to unemployment benefits, because apparently it's not a matter of both. It's a matter of either or as far as the US Secretary is concerned. We heard about what's keeping the president busy today. We heard about some startling trends in unemployment and the fact that more and more Americans are becoming more food insecure, because of which theft is on the rise. Just incredible. And if you thought that was hard to believe, this news just broke as we were wrapping up this video, and you'll see this article on your screen from Politico, which breaks the news that the Republicans have thrown cold water on the bipartisan COVID proposal. This means that we are essentially back to square one. Basically, the Senate Majority Leader informed, and his team informed other congressional leaders, that the bipartisan $908 billion Senate plan was a no-go because of the efforts to marry the $160 billion in state and local funding with the liability protection. This is too important for them to give up, which, by the way, is especially ironic when you consider that the Senate Majority Leader 48 hours ago said, hey, let's do something without either of these two components. This is just unbelievable. This is like a chess. This is like a game of chess where the pieces keep moving. These people keep moving the pieces and they don't realize that as they're playing this game of chess, they're essentially interfering with the lives of our fellow Americans. You'll see the chessboard on your screen. It's almost like the Senate Majority Leader keeps moving, House Speaker Pelosi keeps moving, and also the President keeps moving. The goalposts are moving. It's like a game of chess where the chess pieces keep moving, and the ones who are stuck in between are our fellow Americans who need to put food on the table, who need to keep the lights on, and who need to be able to simply pay their rent. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll find a link to all of our resources, including this brand new announcement, which was broken by Politico, in the description section below. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. I really appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Remember, the Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We work very hard on this channel to provide you with important information that is relevant to the country. For us, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American. I want you to understand that we are all Americans first. And I think when we have the right facts, we can make the right decisions. We always, in every video, include a link to all of our resources in the description section below. All I ask, if you learn something new from this video, is please click the like button, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That tells the YouTube algorithm that you found the content helpful. Participate in our community, comment below and let us know what you think. Our community is growing, it's intelligent, it's respectful, it's bipartisan. You'll make some new friends in our community. So make sure you do that. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. Get on our text message list. We'll send you breaking news and alerts. You'll get important information. You can opt out of the text messages at any time. Get your cell phone out. Send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time. So that's the message, the word ignition or with the word time. And send that message to the number 70,000. That's 70000. And then you'll get added to SMS alerts list, and you can opt out of the SMS alerts at any point in time. You can also get added to our email list. And again, you can opt out of the emails at any point in time to get breaking news and alerts from us, any important announcements from us. And so you can get on our email list by going to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. Sometimes, and we've heard about this from our viewers and subscribers, YouTube does not send out notifications as soon as we release the videos. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition-time. That's youtube.com/ignition-time. And then you can visit the homepage of our channel and watch any of our videos at any point in time that you want. So please do that. You can follow us on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. You'll get exclusive news and content on our Instagram handle. Also follow us on Twitter. You'll get breaking news and alerts on Twitter. So follow us at ignition_time, which is the same handle as Instagram on Twitter. So make sure you follow us there. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to comment below. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.